Welcome back to 7 to 4. There's an event where you're going to be able to help out a nonprofit, raising money, continuing their efforts to teach all about human trafficking, help those who are sadly affected by it. So joining me now from the Lampstand, talking all about Night of Hope. It's in October. It's going to be here before we know it. Case manager Heather Campbell and the program director Rebecca Bruno. Ladies, what's up? How are you?
Hi, thanks for having us.
I'm glad to have you here. Talking number one, anything Lampstand, and two, Night of Hope. Big event coming up. So
Exciting.
before we get into that, I guess Heather, tell us a little bit about the Lampstand and the programs you guys got going on for anybody that does not know about it.
All right. Well, most people who have heard of the Lampstand know about the Safe Home. It's a beautiful home for girls aged 12 to 17 who are survivors of trafficking or exploitation. But I want to make sure that people know it encompasses so much more. The Lampstand has an outreach program. We have prevention education in the schools. We train in churches and businesses and law enforcement. We have a wraparound program that does a great job as well to serve survivors in the community and serve as a continuum of care for youth who are leaving our program.
You know, and I know my wife and I were blessed enough to take that course. Melissa's, she's very involved with the Lampstand, and just some of the statistics. I mean, it'll drop your jaw.
Yes,
sure. And it's something we see right here in our own hometowns, unfortunately, right?
We do, more than people realize.
Yeah. So what are something, just it kind of popped off the top of my head, maybe a misconception that people might have with human trafficking?
Well, some of that might be that it's the big white van that comes and snags somebody. And in some parts of the world, that can be true. But there's a lot more familial trafficking than people realize that's right here in our area. So it's not just with strangers. There is a lot in our area that's internet related. Yeah. So social media and people being able to access our children and our young adults right through their phone they have in their pocket.
And most of it, like a high percentage, right, is somebody they know.
Oftentimes.
Well, let's talk about Night of Hope, because Night of Hope is the biggest fundraiser of the year for the Lampstand and everything that happens over there. So tell us, if somebody's never attended, what is Night of Hope? What does it encompass? What can we expect going in there?
So Night of Hope is our one big, huge annual gala where we have all of our guests come, and it's where we get to raise support for our different programs, both our Safe Home, our outreach, our prevention education. So guests can expect a delicious dinner this year. Again, it's going to be at Hotel Roanoke.
Oh yeah.
So we've got some amazing musicians lined up. We've got a great MC.
Who's that?
My
wife, right?
It's you and your wife. We're really excited to have you both there.
And we're humbled to be able to do that, because Taylor and I believe in everything that you guys do, because it is something that needs to be addressed, that we can't turn a blind eye to,
right?
Because it's happening right under our nose, unfortunately. Yes. And it's not, as you say, it's not the white van, it's not the creepy guy hanging out on the side of a strip mall. Sadly, it's in suburban neighborhoods.
It is.
And yeah, I mean, anything I know that we can do to help out is always great. And it's a good time. I mean, you talked about the food, the entertainment that's going to be there.
We're going to have an amazing guest speaker this year. And I don't want to give anything away, but you do
Tease
not
us a little
want to miss it.
Okay.
You do not. It will change your life.
Yeah, with the personal testimony.
Oh, it's so good. I don't want to give anything away.
Nothing away.
But
just bring tissues.
Bring tissues, for sure. And also, again, this year we're going to have a silent auction. So I'm hoping a little bit later in the summer we'll bring in some of those gifts so you can get an idea of some of the things that we're going to auction off. Yeah, and you're seeing some of the pictures there. I mean, it is dressed to the nines out there. I mean, ball gowns and tuxedos, dressed into your best. Of course, you got baskets in all of the silent auction and everything too. Going back to the Safe Home, Heather, let me ask you this. 2 years just celebrated recently, right? So tell me a little bit, as much as you can, about what those 2 years have been like there in the home and the success you're seeing.
The 2 years have been great. That makes us still a pretty young program, and the great thing about that is we're able to adapt and be flexible and meet the needs as we learn that the needs even exist. So for example, we learned that there was a big need to serve participants who have a language barrier. Now we have multiple bilingual staff, so that's been able to help. We've been able to link with people in the community to offer equine therapy and pet therapy and music therapy. So just all kind of supports and services for participants. Our wraparound services have grown, and they've been able to network within the community with other organizations already doing a great work. So that's been helpful with housing, job training, financial management skills. So that has been very helpful and has grown a great deal, all for the betterment of our survivors who need a fresh start. And then our prevention education gets in more and more schools every day, which has been great. They're very excited to get into Roanoke City schools this fall. And hopefully the more youth who learn about the pitfalls of trafficking, the fewer youth ever have to see the inside of our safe home. And that's the goal. And then we have trainings in the community, like we had said, with law enforcement, with churches, businesses, whatever the group is. The Human Trafficking 101 training has been so helpful in helping just raise awareness and get people on the same page with what it does really look like.
And I'm telling you, if you have the opportunity to take the course, I highly recommend it. I mean, stomp this thing out, right?
Right.
So Heather, Rebecca, God bless y'all for what y'all are doing. Thank you, and we'll put all the information up.